Happy New Year. Happy New Year. This is Alice at Wonderland Speaks, and I wanted to start 2022 correct. And I have, oh, it's been a minute. Certainly things haven't been the way they would. Again, I'm going to discuss going into 2022 and what are some of your plans? Do you have any New Year's resolutions? Talk about some of the things that I would like to get done in 2022. For those of you who are wondering, I've got on my Alice in Wonderland Mad Hatter costume. I guess you might be saying, what is she going to wear next? Who knows? Who knows? I felt this was appropriate because, my whole motivation is Alice in Wonderland. My name is Alice. For those of you who this is your first time joining me, my channel is Wonderland Speaks, hence Alice in Wonderland. 2022 is certainly going to be a better year for all of us. If I reflect back, as I know we all will, thinking about 22, we'll think about 21 as well. And the good, the bad, possibly what we want to do differently. I was kind of reflecting because I read a post my niece had on Facebook. She is an extensive traveler. I mean, she really, she travels internationally. She's been all over the country, of course. And I know for some of us that really seems like impossible, not something you could ever possibly think of doing. But you know what? Oh goodness, you'd be amazed. You really would. You'd be amazed at what you can accomplish. First, we have to speak things into fruition, and then you'll be amazed at what can happen next. It'll almost be like magic. Again, this is Alice at Wonderland Speaks. Please like, subscribe, and click my notification bell. Happy New Year, 2022. I am happy to be here with you. I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay on. I'm going to just, see how things go. I've got my pina colada frozen, which is what I actually prefer. Delicious. Just enough rum. And hi, Cloud. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Of course, I don't know your time zone. It's not quite our time yet because I'm in the West. So actually, it's only a little after 9 here. But a few of my viewers are back East. And as we know, different time zones. I know it's 2022 somewhere. I had this thought for just a moment of I was in Jamaica one year, and it was actually the year that Alan Jackson came out. I'm in. Oh, so you're not that far. You're not that far. That's like neighbors. When you're that close. Let's see. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. I hope you're having a great time. I hope you got your drink. So do you have plans to bring in the new year, or are you just visiting? Okay. I can absolutely relate to that. Absolutely. For sure. Can relate to that. I know that it oftentimes sounds extremely cliche when people say New Year's resolutions. My son lives here. Oh, okay. Okay. Good, good, good. Well, again, like I said, I hope you guys have a great time tonight. Sometimes it's just great to, wow, small world, small world. I say that all the time to people. I really do. I can always tell when I meet people from the East. I can. There's certainly it's a different demeanor depending on which part of the country you're from. So I do not know what time it is. Okay. Well, actually, I can tell you what time it is because I'm from Ohio too. So there are 3 hours. There's a 3 hour time difference. So here it's a little after 9. I think you are an hour difference here. So there, that would be 2 hours. So I know it's 12 o'clock there because I just got a call from Ohio. So it is 12 o'clock. Dayton. Yeah. Small world, small world. Very small world. You know, I absolutely, absolutely appreciate you checking in with me because certainly there's so many other things you could have been doing right now, but you decided to wish me Happy New Year. So I want you to know how much I appreciate that. Ah, yeah. So yeah, this is about the only time of year that, or maybe Valentine's Day also, or a special occasion. So maybe there is no special time when I might mix a drink. I'm a good one, okay? Much love to you. Well, that's certainly good to know. Absolutely. That is good to know. You know, we don't hear that enough. We don't hear that enough. We always hear about the negatives, but we rarely hear about the good ones. So I'm glad to know that you tune in to me to see what's up with me. Let's see. It's a lot going on right now. Boo. Oh, well, you know what? I hope the majority of it is positive. How about that? If all of it's not, I hope the majority of it. How about 60-40? Yeah, how about 60-40? Does that work? So are you going to be next door long? That's what I call California, next door. Are you going to stay for a while? Let's see. It's happy. Great. Great. I hear you. I say that every day. Yeah, I say that every day for sure. Every day is my day. So I try to make the best of it. Certainly some days are better than others. What am I saying? I came in that. Oh, wow. Okay. So you've been relaxing. I'm sure you've been relaxing. Taking a break from all that cold weather for sure. Got 4 more to go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I like the drive, from here to the east. Because I like to drive. And so for me to jump in my car and drive east, depending on which way you come. I'm not taking out quite. Yeah. I enjoy the drive. I really do. I take my time. I didn't used to, but I have so much leisure time now. I just, I get on the road and I just take my time. Certainly right now, if you're driving, I wouldn't recommend going going northeast, which would be going through here to Utah. I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, you certainly can if you love the challenge, but there's too many obstacles that can occur this time of year that away. But now, if you go southwest or southeast, need some sun soon. You know what? I'm really amazed myself because we haven't been having our typical weather. I mean, it's been raining for more than a week. So we've been having crappy weather. I don't know what's going on. Some would say maybe you're just spoiled. Well, I don't know. I'm used to what I'm used to, and I'm used to us having nice and sunny and don't get me wrong, compared to the east, it's still great. It is. It's still great. But again, like I said, I mean, it's like today. I had to get out, run some errands, and of course I don't have to put on a coat. I just throw on another little light jacket. Wasn't even a jacket. I didn't have to put on a coat because I don't even own a coat. So again, I know if I were back east, I wouldn't be able to say that. So I can't complain. I can't complain. So I'm not going to even try. I don't know. I really haven't given as much thought to resolutions as I thought I would. Not really. Uh, Not really. So did you fly or did you drive out there? Well, um, yeah, this is a time of night when the calls come through and, family and friends want to wish you Happy New Year. What does that say? Fly. Last year at this time, I flew back there, which again I do prefer to. I believe me, you're not in the minority. Most people don't like that drive. It's therapeutic for me. I don't know what else I can say. I find it very therapeutic. Not only that, the way the airlines are right now, uh, it's more trouble than it's worth for me. So I'm just glad. See, no, I'm just glad that I can jump in my car and just go at whim, and just take my time. Yes, I don't get me wrong. When I get on the plane and I'm there in a few hours, yeah. But by the time I go through all the things that I have to do for preparation to get on the plane, either coming or going, I don't enjoy any of that. So for me, it's just much more relaxing to leave when I want to. And I don't have to worry about what's in my luggage. I don't have to worry about checkpoints. I don't have to worry about TSA. I don't have to worry about anything. So the main thing is I don't have to worry about what time I leave home. I'm just not really good with scheduling what I call leisure. I don't like putting constraints on it. I like to just I like to have you know a neighborhood, or as they say, a window of time, but I don't necessarily like to pinpoint my time. Oh God, yeah, it was traumatizing. last year when I flew, uh, and I had, of course, had to go through TSA. You know, you got all those hours before the flights. You got to check in, and yeah, you can check in when you get there, or you can check in before you leave home. But you still got to get there and stand in that line, and oh God, go through all that, and that's the first checkpoint. Then you got the next checkpoint. Then you got to go over there and sit near the gate where you're gonna. I don't like worrying if I got the wrong thing in my luggage. I don't like the fact that I have to do research before I get on the plane because I need to find out what's changed. You know, is there something else I need to know right now? I rather just sit here like I'm doing right now and think to myself, oh, I think I'd like to, go somewhere and just do it as opposed to and don't get me wrong, I know there's a lot of places I can't drive, I can't drive. I have to fly. In those instances, I'll fly. I didn't used to mind. It's just that it's gotten I just don't like the way that it is now. Every day I can go on YouTube and see some incident on the plane, and I don't have to think about that this way. I like the idea that they don't know when I'm coming. I don't like to share that information. I like the idea of the spontaneity of it. Surprise. And I'm not one. I don't even like surprises. See how I am? I don't like surprises, but I don't really feel like I'm surprising anybody. I know at this point, those who I do this to, they know me. They know how I am, so it's not a surprise. So did you have a lot of things you plan to do while you're out west? Or is it you just want to spend some time with your son? It's not about being a tourist or anything like that. You just want to, I'm not all together here. You just want to spend some time with your son, which is really cool. Yes. Yeah. I go back east, I think now at least twice a year. So that was in January. And then I was back there in October, I think. No, wait, what month was that? That was July. I was there in July. So of course, no chance of bad weather then. But they had crappy weather the whole time I was there. Well, for those of you who are just checking out, I hope you'll like and subscribe and please leave your comments. I would imagine with this being New Year's Eve, people have a lot of comments about a lot of different things, perhaps, you know, I think on a certain level, I'm kind of at a loss for words. On one hand, I'm an optimist. The other hand, I'm a pessimist. So it just kind of depends. I will say that I kind of put myself in a hostage type mode with everything going on, and they keep coming up with more and more discoveries of different things that could harm us. Um, I'm going to uh, deal with that better, and I'm not going to let it hold me hostage. I'm going to go forward, be more outgoing, live my best life, as they say. Well, I'm here if anybody wants to ask me any questions about whatever, you know, what are my uh, immediate plans, future plans, or whatever, you know, what I've been doing, what I'm gonna do. Let's see. Uh, okay. So yeah, who knows? Depending on what it's like. Now it's New Year's, not here yet, but for those of you who have followed me know that I was my goal was to try to get 1,000 subscribers. So for those of you who have followed me, you know that didn't happen. Was I disappointed? Yeah, a little bit. But I'm an optimist, so I just keep pressing on, doing what I need to do. And certainly there's a life lesson in there somewhere. That's what we all have to do. When things don't work out the way you want them to, you still got to keep pressing on. You can't let it stop you because you don't know when you make that plan what could possibly happen. And you have to prepare yourself that something could happen. And if it does, what would be your next move? You know, some people call it plan A, plan B. You know, I know a lot of people go into things they don't have uh, an alternate plan. It just is what it is, and that's fine. But most people, the average person, that doesn't work for. You know, when I moved out here, um, I had someone who lives here, had lived here for a lot of years, say that the average person comes here and in a year they go back home, wherever that is, because in a year they've determined that they can't make it, they can't survive out here. And I heard that before I got here. But I was so determined when I came, I said, no, 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 I can't let that stop me from whatever I'm going to do. There's always going to be something. Now, again, I know that I did not, um, that I didn't uh, post that I was going to be live tonight. I kind of, like most things, I was playing it by ear. I really didn't know. Where are my other glasses? Why am I getting double vision here? I had a few things going on today. See, there I was trying to wear these glasses that match my outfit, but I'm getting double vision in those. So let's see. Oh, this is totally different. Kind of. Oh my. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's a little better. So, you know, I'm gonna stay here for a while. I mean, I don't know what's up. Like I said, I didn't make any plans. I remember all those times um when I would when I had plans somewhere, uh, and I I wouldn't even be at home now. Hey, you too, but Mrs. Alice. That's not where I'm at right now. I was gonna try to upload while I'm sitting here, but I kind of think that would be rude of me to be trying to do my attempt at multitasking. There's a lot going on right here alone, let alone adding something else to that whole thing. Now, for those of you who don't know, my birthday was recent, and these are actually the balloons from my birthday. Now, my birthday was on the 16th. I picked up these balloons on the 16th. Can you believe they are still inflated? Well, I don't take balloons down until they're down. Now, the only reason why they are where they are right now because I haven't weighted down. Otherwise, they would still be up. Just like these over here. I got them wrapped around my tree. So otherwise, they'd be up. I wanted them in the shot because I like all the color that it brings to the background. I think that's neat. So, you know, it's all good. Like I said, I did not make an announcement. I had every intent to nice. I had every intent on doing that. New Year's Eve is kind of the night that I leave my lights on, my Christmas lights on all night, because tomorrow I'll take all that stuff down. But this is kind of that night when I do that. So lights are on, even though I've got a lot of lights on in here, and I know you can't tell, but in my last video that I did live, the lighting was not good. And so I literally, actually, I think this is the first time I literally brought out, you wouldn't believe all the equipment I have that I have not used. I literally had to go in boxes and dig it out. But I bought all this stuff when I decided to start a channel, which now has been years ago. But that's how long I've had it, but I haven't used it. So since I'm actually doing this on my laptop, it needed more lighting. Doesn't happen when I'm doing that on my smartphone. It certainly takes better pictures, but on this, um, I hope somebody will tell me what you think about this costume. I've never worn it before. It's been hanging up in my closet like all the rest of my costumes. So I'm sure nobody was puzzled about it being a costume because it is. And this is something else that I've had a long time. But this is the Mad Hatter costume. Uh, Hence the checkerboard print, the bow tie, the diamonds in the hat. And again, this is one of my favorite colors, purple, which purple, I had purple tiles. My drapes on my wall are purple. My dining room is purple. So, I got purple carpet. I guess one would say I like purple. My comb is purple. So yeah, I've got I got purple fly. I didn't even notice any of this stuff until this moment. Yeah, so yeah, I guess I would say purple is my color. This way. I don't think I actually own a purple garment other than this costume. So yeah, I hope everybody's being safe and having a great time, whatever that means. Maybe it means just curling up on the couch, watching, I don't know, we used to say watching the countdown or something, wherever you're at in the country. I don't know, you know, but there's been many years I've done that as well. I think I've done, well, no, that's not true. I've done quite a few things uh, on New Year's. You know, all the typical things that you do on New Year's. I've done all those, and I'm sure a few of the things not so typical. You know. Oh my. I hope some people will log in. I would imagine some of my uh, uh, regular subscribers have plans, or at the very least, since they don't even know I'm here, I don't know what it is I'm expecting. Well, you know what? I was watching, actually, as you know, there's still a lot of Christmas movies that are out. All of them are still out. I was watching one tonight, and this person who was a party planner, very outgoing, met a person who was a doorman at this exclusive uh, apartment building in New York City. And she found out that he was alone on Christmas, which is, believe it or not, New Year's rather, which is very common. There are a lot of lonely people. A lot of people don't like to be described as lonely, but there's a lot of people alone. There's not as many people as you might think that are out with a group of people or even a person. They're home alone, you know, at home alone. So I don't take that for granted. I know absolutely things can always be different. Certainly, if I had wanted this right here to be different, I could have made it different. What's going on there? Oh, that's hair. I could have made this different, you know, but I this is my own how can I put it? Myself quarantine, this thing I started for myself. No one put me here. I did this for myself so that I feel comfortable. And I will say it's working because uh, most of the people that I know who have gotten the shot still have gotten the virus. I, of course, have gotten all my shots, but I still protect myself when I go out, meaning I wear my mask, I wear gloves, I use the sanitizers and all that. When I come in the house, I go to the bathroom, I wash my hands immediately, even though I'm wearing gloves. But I know that at some point I'm not going to have them on, but you're not going to think about it. So I always come in, I wash my hands and I wash my face because you come in contact with people. And since all this stuff we're dealing with is airborne, no, I know that what I'm doing is the right thing because I haven't been sick. I hope everybody's having their New Year's cocktail as I am right now. This is a frozen pina colada. I prefer my mixed drinks to be frozen. It gives me somewhat of an added treat. You don't really do anything differently other than freeze everything before you mix it. And then I stick it back in the freezer. But because that has alcohol in it, it's not gonna like freeze like ice. It's not gonna do that. It's just gonna get nice and slushy and thick, like I like it. That's why I have a spoon in it, so that if I want to, I can eat it. So it's just about me having options. Any questions out there? Uh, Anybody else got any New Year's plans? Now, one of the traditions in my culture, meaning the Black culture, is a lot of us do black eyed peas for New Year's Day. That's part of our culture. So right now, I have my black eyed peas on in a pot, cooking my peas, because like most beans, they take a while. And no, I don't do crock pots. I don't like crock pots. So I'm old school. I put them in a pot. Well, first I soak them. I wash them and I soak them. What happens there is you put them in warm water. I always sprinkle a little salt in the water, uh, pour it in the bowl or pot or whatever you have them in, and cover it up. Now, depending on the temperature of that water, they should double in size. When they do, that's when you rinse all that water off. And if you got any, because sometimes there can be stones in there, little pebbles or whatever, you want to get all that out. If you got anything in there, you want to get all that out. That's why you're washing them. Clean them out, then you put them in your pot, because you already have your pot on. You got your meat in there. Got some smoked meat in the pot, ham hock, smoked ham hocks. That's what I put in there. And so they were already on the stove for a couple hours, not high, low. And so now the beans are in the pot. So they'll cook low, oh, I don't know, till they're done. It takes a while, you know. I won't eat them until tomorrow evening, you know. But I'll do the black eyed peas. I don't know why they call them peas, because they're beans. Anyway, I'll do black eyed peas with mashed potatoes. I use the Yukon Gold, and I'll make mashed potatoes. And what's my meat? Oh, I'm gonna make a meatloaf, a little bitty one. I think I got a pound of meat, so I'm gonna do a little bitty baby meatloaf. I don't eat meatloaf that often. Maybe, oh, I don't know, 3 or 4 times a year, maybe. So yeah. Oh, and I'll make cornbread. Gotta have cornbread with beans. So that is what I am cooking for New Year's Day. Wow. No questions. I noticed there's been a few people that did log on. Again, this is Alice at Wonderland Speaks. Please like, subscribe, click the notification bell if you enjoy my content at all. What? My brain. You know, sometimes I think that I should just completely clear out my house and there not be anything, like you see some places that are totally white and there's nothing on the walls. Everything is very bland. No, I think that sometimes I think that is when I'm online and my mind is going everywhere, which is what it's doing now, because now I'm thinking about, I got to get up all this Christmas stuff. Yeah, all the lights and stuff. I got lights, piles of lights on my floor, as well as whatever else that's going on here. I got to get all that up and take down my little baby tree. And I kind of like this. It's different. My Mad Hatter costume. I kind of like it. Let's see. Yeah, if I push it back, you can see it a little more. I did do I may use it as a thumbnail. Maybe. I don't know. Probably. Because I stood up, did a brief video. So I may use part of that as a thumbnail to go with this. Maybe. I don't know. I'll probably do something to go with the dinner that I just mentioned that I'm preparing for New Year's Day. Now, of course, my Happy New Year napkins. I've got I've got that. And, all these are just little bitty things that you can do that can totally change the atmosphere. It doesn't take a lot. It might seem like it, just like these. It doesn't take much. You sell this stuff at the dollar store. Yeah. So it's not a real big deal. I didn't have to go to a party store. They have all this stuff at the dollar store, and you just grab as much of it as you like. Now, this costume, I got it. I've had it a while, years, and I've never worn it. I actually got this costume with my channel in mind. I really did, just like my Alice in Wonderland costume. All that was with my channel in mind. That was my motivation for getting these particular costumes. How can you have a channel that's called Wonderland Speaks and not have something that's representative of that channel? So hence, that's where that comes from. Now again, this costume is I got it from Amazon. Of course, I got it from Amazon. And under $30. All these pieces. Main piece, um, uh, it's long in the back, kind of short in the front. It's got kind of a double skirt. Um, You see it's black in the back. It's got these sleeves, sort of nylon purple sleeves. Comes with the bow tie and this cute little hat. I love hats. I wear a lot of hats the year round, different types of hats. So yeah. So yeah, and this was under $30. You can't beat that. Especially because oftentimes when you think about costumes, you think disposable. Oh, I can only wear it once. Now, I do remember a time when that was absolutely true. You bought a costume, it wasn't very well made, and you could only wear it once because of the fabric. But they've gotten a lot smarter because they know adults, costumes are big business. There was a time when they only opened up depending on a holiday, generally it was Halloween. But they realized adults wear costumes year round for whatever reason. They're going to some sort of party because we adults have theme parties all the time. Costume. So yeah, it's big business. So yeah, for those of you who are curious, you can go on Amazon and type in Alice in Wonderland and a whole what would you call that? Uh, a whole lot of different types of uh, costumes. Her costume, Alice's costume comes up, and all the characters from the storybook, they all come up. So just like Alice's costume comes in different styles, I chose a traditional one. Uh, this comes in different styles. This particular Mad Hatter costume, it comes in different styles. They all do. So I chose this one. It was more appropriate for me. I wanted something more like me. And I felt this was. I had never worn it. I think if I were going to wear it out somewhere, I would make some adjustments on it. Um, yeah, I would make some adjustments. Not much, but some, some. It does zip in the back. Um, it's polyester, of course. I mean, under $30, of course, it's polyester, but it has a lot of stretch. See, has a lot of stretch. See that? And what size is this? These, as I mentioned before, these costumes run really big. Hey. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Maurice. Happy New Year. Not sure where you're at exactly, but here It is not, let's see, we're only here, it's 10 o'clock. I know back east it is already 12 o'clock. And in other parts of the country as well as the world, it is already 12 o'clock. But here in Nevada, it's 10 o'clock. But because I know we have all these different time zones, here I am. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Bringing it in. I felt since I had not done a live in a while, and that was not my intent when I went offline. It was not my intent not to do, to be this long before I did another live. Now, yeah, I put out a few videos since then, but I haven't done live. And there's been a lot going on with me. For those of you who just checked in, as I've stated before, this is a frozen pina colada, which is the way that I prefer them. It has just the right amount of, actually, I didn't go out and buy anything. I say that all the time, and I know people do not believe that I literally have this stuff in my house. But you know what? I'm going to do a video at some point and show you my pantries with an S, to show you I have all this stuff here. I've had this alcohol since I made homemade extract. I made homemade vanilla extract. So I had alcohol from that, which that was the beginning of last year. So all I had to do was decide what I wanted to do. And I did it. And everything else, like I said, already had. I'm going to do a video with my pantries so people know that I'm not trying to pull the wool. Let's see. Exciting. They call me the man. Absolutely. I have over 50. Are you kidding? All types except no baseball. Small world, small world. Absolutely. Believe it or not, Maurice, I had decided when I chose, I don't really feel like I chose Alice in Wonderland. I believe it chose me because my parents gave me that name. I had no control over that. So that was my motivation for deciding to make the name of my channel Wonderland. Wonderland Speaks, actually, because that's my name. So why wouldn't I go with Alice in Wonderland? So I thought to myself, well, if you're going to have subscribers, like most people who have subscribers, what do you want them to be called? What do you think I decided, Maurice? Mad Hatters. So now when my channel grows and I have that big monetizing number, that's what my crew is called. I decided that a long time ago. I made a video wearing Alice's costume. Mad Hatters. I think it's so appropriate. What do you think? 50 hats. So how many of those are those big, tall hats? Everybody's familiar with the big, tall hats like this. But when I think about the Mad Hatter, I think about the rabbit with the big, tall top hat, and he's got on tails, tuxedo tails, rather. Yeah. So when I came across this online, this costume, I thought, oh, this will be perfect for me because I'm a girly girl, and I prefer to wear a dress. So here I am with my dress. So did you have do you have New Year's Day plans? People don't celebrate New Year's Day. It's nothing like Christmas at all. I mean, most things will be open, unlike Christmas. nothing's open other than, like carry outs or, convenience stores, that type of thing. No top hats, but I own a few derby hats. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I wear hats year round, all types of hats. I don't have your collection for sure, but I do wear hats year round. Yeah, for sure. So are you planning to cook some black eyed peas tomorrow? A few minutes ago, I explained that here online that was a part of our culture and the black culture, that New Year's Day is black eyed peas. Now, I didn't go into any explanation as to why, but it is a part of our culture. And so, yes, I soaked my beans tonight and I put my pot on, and that's the only pot on. No parties tonight? Some would say, partied out. I don't celebrate the traditional way for the past. Oh, okay. I have fasted from the first to third. Oh, okay. Okay. I used to do that. I did. I absolutely used to do that. Actually, I used to fast for a lot of things. I think that was when my head was in a different place. And I would I would fast on Saturdays, fast on Wednesdays, and this was not intermittent fasting like you hear now. No, no, no. This was uh, this was me developing my inner strength uh, to make me the person that I am now, which is an at peace person who's not. I don't have any conflict, inner conflict. I have resigned myself to what it is. I've finally figured out who I am, and I'm okay with that person. So I don't have all those hangups anymore. Uh, I'm not insecure, um, self-conscious, concerned about what others think. None of that. So now, powerful, and it is to recalibrate. I hear you. I hear you for sure. For sure. Uh, it was conditional. After a while, it just becomes a part of the routine because I did it every week. So I was used to doing it. So that was for a while. And again, that was more for my spiritual journey. I mean, I wasn't the only one doing it. It was a group of us who was doing it. And it just made us all stronger in our walk. Certainly, everybody's journey is certainly is individual. Oh wow, recognition. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah. I don't actually. I don't miss. I don't miss. I think I graduated from that kind of stuff. I was never really there. Uh, my definition of partying over time changes, and now I'm just in light of the way things are now, it's more about just staying safe, and it has nothing to do with my age. It has to do with we got a lot going on right now, so it's just uh extremely personal for me to do what's necessary so that I can keep doing what I need to do. But if I were going to do anything now, nothing's wrong with drinking if it's done. I hear you. I hear you. I think for me, though, growing up, my father was a weekend alcoholic. Yeah, he worked every day during the week. He was in construction, but on the weekends, oh my God, yeah, yeah, you know, and that was enough for me. Growing up, watching that, uh, so when I became an adult, I really didn't have a taste for it. Now, of course, I went to bars, and you can't go in a bar and just sit there. You have to buy a drink. So I would do what was necessary, but no. Now some people could tell you stories that that's not true. Now I'm no different than anybody else. When I was young, I came in the house and I would always get sick. I would always get sick. And so no, I wouldn't want to do it because it made me sick. But that's what you did. You drank, you might smoke some weed, or whatever else. Um, just there's a lot of peer pressure when you're really young. I guess so, because my father was 62 when he died. So I guess you are absolutely right. Yeah. And that's from all that partying hard and, stuff that people do. It's hard to imagine a person doing that much damage only on the weekend. But apparently so, because he worked every day. Go figure. But again, there's all that peer pressure when you're young. When I was in high school and everybody had a group of friends, I had a group of friends. We hung out every weekend and partied and, went to clubs, had fake IDs, all that stuff that you do when you're a teenager, and we did it. And we had a great time. But then you become legal and you still partying every weekend, going to clubs, um, having a great time. At that point, there wasn't as much drinking, but like I've said in some of my other videos, I've talked about going out with kid from my pathway. Okay. Well, that's great. Some people go their whole life and never even have that epiphany, their whole life. And they never have that light bulb moment. In my past, I partied enough for 7 years. I hear you. Believe me, I hear you. I don't know how many days it took me to recover from all that craziness. It's only by the grace of God. I say that every day, that I'm even here. As many chances as I took when I was really young. But again, as we grow up, hopefully we get smarter. I like to think that I did. I graduated to a different definition of how I like to party. I mean, I've even had New Year's Eve that I went to church. because churches are certainly, well, I don't know about now, but yeah, I'd spend New Year's Eve at church. A service would start at like 9, 10 o'clock at night, and bring in the new year. And then right after 12 o'clock, by 12:30, service was over because we'd already been there at least a couple hours. So yeah, had a great time. I mean, like I said, just about everywhere you can bring it in, I brought it in. But for me now, I find, amen, I find a lot more enjoyment in just making plans, buying a ticket, or doing something impulsive, taking a trip. Doesn't have to go, I don't have to go far, not from here. I can go further west, or I can go southwest. Palm Springs isn't that far from here. I like going up there. It's simpler, but I like all the history connected to it. I just always enjoy myself when I go, and it's not that far. Uh, if I have to choose between Palm Springs and LA, there's no competition. I don't like the traffic. I don't like the traffic going that way. So no, no. I don't really hear much about church in light of last thing I heard about church was there was some negative talk about churches having church in light of the pandemic and spreading it, because you know how close people sit when they're in church. You're elbow to elbow in church, and I think I'm more inclined to believe that's what prompted the shutdown, because I think right after they made a determination, all these people were still going to church, and they had all these people who caught the virus. And but still at that point, nothing had been determined. Nothing was shut down yet. They were still trying to figure it out. And so I've talked to a few people who say they're going to church, but I don't hear anybody really talking about, what it's like. Like, for example, if you go in a restaurant now, or in an arena, or just different types of places, a lot of places, most places have made accommodations for the way things are now. In other words, seating's further apart or something. But I haven't heard anything about churches doing anything. I've heard a lot of them talk stupid about saying things like God will take care of them, and they're not worried about the virus and that type of thing. So I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really asked um, anybody about what that's like now, what the atmosphere is like in churches now. I don't know. I used to be one of those diehard churchgoers, one of those working members. So I've become a cynic now because I spent so many decades in church. This new year, been here since. Okay. Wow. Time to press forward. Wow. But you know what? I bet you that was not as difficult as you thought it was going to be. And that's just my opinion based on uh, what things have been like for me. I'm not sitting here saying that I have been celibate. I have, but I haven't. But I do understand, for me, yeah. I mean, I've just been more cautious because of everything going on, and When people come to my door, I got masks that I keep at my door. I keep masks in my car. I keep masks everywhere. I keep gloves everywhere. Don't even ask me about sanitizer. I keep this stuff everywhere. So I don't think I'm overcautious. I think because I got a call from back east yesterday, my sister, who right now we're the same age. We're twins right now. We're twins for a month. And so right now we're the same age. And she got diagnosed with the virus. So yeah, I'm a lot worried about her because her health is not good. And I don't know. I don't necessarily share this with her. You telling me? Totally agree. I totally agree. Okay. I totally agree with you. Yep. I've been really busy though, believe it or not. I keep a lot of things going. I'm I like to say I am um what? Yeah, I like to I guess the best way to define or describe me is I'm a diehard hustler. I like to I always got some projects going. My brain is, I can rarely turn my brain off. I'm always trying to think of, and I have been thinking lately about trying to, because I closed the business last year. Yeah, that was last year. Uh, Wait a minute. We're in a new, anyway, I recently closed my business, but I kind of think I want to do something else. This whole thing of not doing anything is not even healthy. I don't even know how anybody could promote that. it's not it's not healthy. And you know what? It might be different if I were married slash in a relationship. And I say that because I'm not a cohabitant. I don't cohabitate unless I'm married. That's just how I am. So I have been married a few times, but I don't live with men unless I'm married to them. But I have had a lot of time to think. Um, a lot of time to think this year or last year, 2021. What I miss more than anything else is the companionship. You know, I thought now I would have my buddy, somebody I could travel with. We could get out there and explore and see some things maybe we hadn't seen, or maybe we hadn't seen them in a while. Uh, Nothing too crazy. Just I like to explore. Sometimes I like to see things, through the eyes of a child. Sort of like kids are on Christmas Day when they wake up and they come down, the little ones about 5 years old, and they run downstairs. They're so excited and they see all the presents under the tree. And oh my God, they're about to explode. That's how I am. That's exactly how I am about life. None of us know how much time we have. And I mean, I'll be the first to admit, I am sure that the biggest part is behind me. So, whatever, let's see. Exactly. I have patience of a fisherman as an artist. It's always something. You know what? What month were you born? You sound like me. I'm not kidding. You sound exactly like me. Because when people ask me to describe myself, I said, I have trouble concentrating. My mind is everywhere. I'm always thinking about a lot of things at the same time. I'm never just focused on one thing. My mind is always on a lot of things. I don't even know what that is. What sign is that? August 25th. Let's see, that's before Libra. What is that? Aries? No, Aries is April. What? I don't know what sign that is. August. I don't think I've ever known. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. My sister's born in August. August 31st. What was she? I don't remember. I don't know. Is that Aries? Because now we're in the Capricorn. You know what? That's exactly what she is. That's my oldest sister. She is a Virgo. She is a Virgo. Yep. Her birthday is August 31st. Yeah. Oh, um she is how can I put this? You have to have the patience of a saint to deal with her. Which I don't believe has anything to do with her sign. It has everything to do with her. Yeah. So yeah, I absolutely agree with what you're saying. That's what I'm saying. When I'm sitting up here with all my crap spread out because I'm working on 3 or 4 things at the same time. But I'll be doing that. The TV will be on. I'll have my laptop. I'll have my smartphone. I have all kind of stuff going all at the same time. But now I have all this time. And that's the one thing I do miss. Like I said, I miss the the companionship, having somebody to make plans with, share, uh, just share, you know, share. I find that for some men, it's difficult to be a companion, to be how can I put this? To be a friend, in addition to all that other stuff, but to, like I said, to have somebody that you have fun with. And for me, that's not limited. That is, like I said, somebody who can be impulsive, somebody who still wants to live, somebody who is not restrictive, who's always saying no, who is willing to try. See, a lot of people, when they get close to retirement or they're retired, they are sedentary. They don't want to do anything. A lot of them haven't done anything and they're mad. They have all these regrets because they haven't done anything. But they don't have anybody to blame. But they blame somebody just the same. I choose not to deal with that because life for me is simple now. And that's my choice. My life is very simple, uncomplicated. I don't have any stressors. The only challenge I have in my life right now is keeping me healthy. That's it. I don't have anything else to concern myself with. Nothing. And I'm blessed, and I know it. So that's why I want someone uncomplicated who's not carrying a lot of baggage around, who's got a lot of hang-ups, who just wants to enjoy whatever he has left of his life and live it to the fullest, whatever that may mean. But not to, can't do that. Oh no, oh no. Oh, I didn't mean right now. I was talking about later. There's an art to being alone. But I do miss being around sharing time, ideas, from I'm thankful that I've always been better communicating with men than women. Always have. And that hasn't changed. I interact better. I think it's primarily because, well, I don't think I know. I don't have any time for uh, dancing around it. I just want to whatever it just is, because that's the world I live in. I don't live in a fairy tale world. My world is very real, but it's very simple. So I know there are women who come into situations with an attitude, and I know I'm going to get some how can I put this? Some people who are going to say that it's not true. And, as I've said before, people are absolutely entitled to their opinion. But my opinion is this: so many women believe that they can change men, or vice versa. And my attitude about all that is, you can't change anybody. The only person that will change is you. But see, the only problem with that is when they finally get that revelation, they're not the same person they were when all that started, because they've allowed a lot of years to accumulate, and now they feel like they've wasted their time, even though it was their choice. But now they feel like they've been cheated because they didn't get what they thought they were going to get out of it. Well, like I said, and I'm total opposite. I interact much better with men. I can sit and have a conversation for hours and hours and hours, either in person or on the phone with a man. Much easier. Matter of fact, I do. I've got a couple friends I've had for a very long time, and we get along all right. But see, I can't communicate with women like that. They tend to be they're more sensitive. I can't put it any other way. They tend to be more sensitive. And so I think at that point, they don't necessarily say it, but I think I've offended them. At some point they say it. But again, that's only something that I've discovered since I moved out here. Everybody that I knew, back east, which is where I'm from, I had known all those people all my life. So, there's nothing like having relationships that are, as they say, organic, homegrown, that you've had all a lifetime to mold. But, I moved out here in 2008, and I've had friendships with women, and they always went south after a period of time. And like I said, and this is only my opinion, I think they didn't like my realness. I can't apologize for who I am. Not at this point. I can't. So anyway, I'm not sitting here, stroking the violin or any of that. No, I'm not doing that. It is what it is. I mean, I know who I am, and I'm okay with the hand I've dealt. Now, I will say, recently, the last half of this year, um, when I got ill, it gave, some people say it gave me cause for pause. you know, I'm like, if you were married right now, you wouldn't be here by yourself. Well, I'm not sitting here as a female who has never been married. Of course, I've been married a few times. So, um, but yeah, when I moved out here, I was going to get married again. I said, maybe. And now I think, in light of what has transpired in the last half of this year, I think I want to get married, but I don't really know if I can live with anyone. I'm being as honest as I can. I don't know. I really don't. I know I like what I like, and I'm not some little young girl who's going to pretend it's another way. Now, that's not to say that, when you're in a relationship, you don't make concessions for your partner. You absolutely do. But I am who I am. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. So who knows? As some would say, you come here alone, you're going to leave alone. So I don't know. But you know what? Like I said before, if I can choose, and I still can, I might get married this year. Because I don't really like the way this year went down. I don't. I believe that if I had someone really, in some form or another. I hear you. See, and I'm see, and that's the thing with me and women. I'm not a big sports fan, but I understand men who are, So on that level, we can still communicate. So when they're all excited after the big game, I mean, as you know, Super Bowl is this month. You got a lot of people excited, spending all that money for tickets to go and do whatever it is people do with all the other sports. And, there's some sports I like, but I'm not a big sports person. I don't think, you know, I I know enough to do what I need to do. I would never sit through a boxing match if I didn't like boxing. I would never sit through a basketball game if I didn't like basketball. It just so happens I do like basketball. And I do like boxing. So, am I one of those people who's going to sit here in front of the TV with a beer? And no, 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 mm-mm, no, no. I have. People did whatever they did without judgment. Well, and all that's good. The problem is with some people is that if they like it, they want you to like it because they want to share that with you. And see, I happen to believe that we don't have to share everything because, especially at this time in my life, people have interests. that have nothing to do. I say come together for the common things, the things you have in common. Come together for that. And all that other stuff, you do you. And I'm okay. You know, I'm okay with that. Mm-mm. I'm not a high maintenance female. I'm not high maintenance at all. What's not gonna happen? Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I'm rethinking uh 2022, and I'm gonna make some drastic changes. I just hope that I'm an optimist. I choose to believe that there are uh, decent people who have figured out how to be real about who they are. That's all. I don't want somebody to tell me what they think I want to hear, because it's not my story. It's your story. Mm-mm, no. I just want what you tell me to be what it is. And that's my point. That is exactly my point. You know, I remember I had a friend come over really early. I was making breakfast. It wasn't really that early, but your things sort of shift when you're retired. And I was making breakfast. It was like 11 o'clock, and they called and wanted to stop by, and I said, "Sure, I'm making breakfast. Would you like some?" He said, "Sure." So he's sitting at my dining room table. I'm making omelets and toast and what have you. And he got through eating, and he got up from the table and came in my living room, and he sat on the couch. And I looked at him and I said, uh, I do you think somebody else is gonna get that up? There's nobody else here but me and you. I don't wait on people. Now I did make breakfast. I said in my mind, I would think that you would have got my plate since I did all the work. But you got up from the table like you got a maid. And you know me better than that. Because this is somebody I've known. I've known him as long as I've lived out here. He looked at me really funny. I said, I don't know why you're looking at me. I don't understand people that think that it's okay. People are just comfortable with just waiting on them. They'll do it. I know women that do it. But I have to hear about it. What does that mean? They don't like it. They don't like it. They're just doing what they feel they have to do because that's what that man wants. You know. Mm-mm. Because I say, why are you in there doing all that cooking? I I might seem like I cook all the time. When I was uploading my videos, I said, Jesus Christ, I didn't realize I had so many videos of cooking because I only cook once a week. It's not like I'm in my kitchen every day cooking meals. I don't. I cook once a week, but I cook for the whole week. That's the thing about that. I cook for the whole week so that I have a hot meal every day. And I can't do that if I cook, say I'm cooking once a week and it's just for Sunday. No, I cook for the whole week. So when I'm cooking like on Saturday, it's going to be, I might cook two or three meats, two or three sides, maybe two sides, and, vegetables. But yeah, because I'm going to have a hot meal every day because I'm only eating once a day. And that's not, I didn't plan that. One day, I just realized I wasn't eating, all day. I wasn't eating breakfast and I wasn't eating lunch and dinner. It just happened. See, and I only did, the odd thing about that is this is what I used to notice about me. When I would get into a relationship, I would immediately go into that mode. It's like everybody knows their role. And I would immediately go into the domesticated mentality, you know. In other words, that's my job. So now I'm in the kitchen all day. That ain't right. No. Mm-mm. So I don't want to do anything where I'm going to uh, be resentful later. So for me, I think it's just better to say no. No. Wow. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I got a pot of black eyed peas on in there that I don't do crock pots, so they're actually in a pot. And I'm gonna make mashed potatoes. Again, this is for tomorrow, New Year's Day. Mashed potatoes and what else did I say? What else did I say? Oh, meatloaf. Yeah, I'll do meatloaf. Now tomorrow is Saturday. So, I always have stuff in the freezer that I can unthaw quickly. Like when I go to the store, I buy, because I only eat a certain type of meat. So, like if I buy chicken, I only buy one part because I only eat one part, which is the breast. So I separate them when I get them home, you know, one breast, wrap it up, freeze it up. And so I can take that one out and in an hour prepare my meal. Same way with fish. You buy them from the store. Fish, you buy them from the store, and they're all already individual, unless you get fresh. Uh, yeah, they're all relatively simple. And certain things I keep in my refrigerator always prepped, like greens. The spring mix, romaine. I always have 3 different greens in my refrigerator, all kinds of fruit. Mentioned earlier, I was going to do a video of my pantry and my refrigerator and stuff because I'm always saying, well, I already had it, because I do, but I'm going to do a video because I don't think people believe me. I don't think they believe that I actually already have this stuff. People don't understand how I shop. That's why I always have it. I know how my mind works. Certain things are staples. I always have them, so that I know there's certain things you need to always have in the house to prepare a meal. Certain things, I guess one would say, foundational items you got to have. And so I always make sure I have those things, or absolutely things that I know I might want to fix. Because what I don't want to have to do is run out and pick something up so I can cook. And I've been trying to do that. And I started buying turkey. So, which was really difficult for me to convert what I cooked and do it with turkey. But I did it. I started making my meatballs, my chilies, my I make this mixture that I used to do with beef, but I do it with turkey now, and I put a lot of vegetables with it, and then I can use it in a lot of ways. And basically, that's my foundation, and then I can switch it up as to how I want to use it, and that's how I kind of cook. I make a dish. They're not dishes; they're parts of a dish, and then I can put things together quickly. Yeah. Let's see. But I do miss meatball. I make turkey meatballs. Yes, they are different. But I think, well, I know. I learned how to make my sauce to accommodate the kind of meat I'm using, just like chili. I never thought I could eat turkey chili. You can't tell. You can't tell. You can't tell. That is turkey. Mm-mm. There's gotta be an alternative route for making meatloaf without beef. There is. There is. I think it depends on the cut of turkey, like any other meat. Some is coarser than others. And like I said, I use all the same. I find that I use more vegetables. Okay. And that helps. But as far as the seasonings, I use the seasonings that I would use with chicken, but it's turkey, of course. Um, and once you put I think over time I learned how to add the types of seasons that go with that type of meat to get the result I wanted to get. And it works. It works. Like I said, you can't even tell that's what it is. I've made stir-fried salmon. Oh, okay, that's different. Opposed to being using beef. It was pretty. I believe you. I believe you. Um, like I said, there's certain things I keep in the freezer. You know, any kind of fish is quick. You can prepare it quickly. It doesn't take that long. It's not like I mean, even chicken. When I take it out because it is separated, I can put it in water and still have it in the oven because I don't fry that much anymore. I'm usually baking it. Yeah. So yeah, I think you can adjust to anything. You just have to be a little patient and figure out what type of seasonings you need for that. I buy a lot of peppers. I don't do green peppers anymore. I mean, there's so many colors. And see, I like for my food to look pretty. So I buy a lot of red and yellow and orange peppers. And, I can make a fajita with turkey, a lot of peppers, but I also use pineapple and, of course, tomato and season it with, because it's become so popular, they make seasoning for poultry as far as making turkey or chicken fajitas or making turkey or chicken chili. They didn't used to do that, but now they make seasonings for that. You can buy them in the store. Durkee, they're like the big spice king. They all make spices because they know people are looking for alternatives. And yeah, so yeah, I had to learn, and I did. If and when I fry, I use word. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. 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 So yeah, I think initially it is people think, oh no, that's not gonna taste right. I'm trying to remember last time I made chili and I gave somebody some and I didn't tell them it was turkey meat. And they were just enjoying it. And then I said, how you like that? And they were talking about how good it was. I said, that's turkey. And they just went on and on. Oh, that's not turkey. I said, that is turkey meat. I buy turkey meat, ground turkey, just as if it were beef, but it's not. It's turkey. So, so yeah, I think you can experiment with, especially if it's something you're new to using different spices with. You can, and you'll be surprised. I'm always surprised. That's why I'm always concocting something and surprised at how well it comes out. Now, as we know in cooking, it don't always come out right. It doesn't. But when it does, yeah, I enjoy it. Don't get me started talking about cooking because, yes, I do love to cook. No, I don't cook like I used to, um, but I still enjoy it. I still enjoy the process of it all. I like that a house smells like somebody's cooking. I don't like houses don't that nobody cooks in them. You can tell. I mean, the only issue I have with cooking fish in a house is, that odor kind of lingers, and I have to make sure I buy a lot of candles and stuff, or I open up my windows. Fortunately, here you can do that because, for the most part, we have good weather, so you can open up your windows anytime, and I get a cross breeze, and yeah, it works out great. Yeah, it works out great. Fortunately, I have the same size windows in every room. So when the sun comes through, or if I'm in the kitchen, I will usually crack the windows so that, especially if it's fish, any kind of fish, uh, to get that odor out. Because I also do Facebook Marketplace. I list items on there. I started doing that uh, August, September, somewhere in there. And I put maybe, I don't know, 40, 50 items. I didn't even realize I had that much stuff. But when you listing things individually, you don't really realize it till you start putting it in there and you're like, wow, But yeah, so yeah, I do that as well. And I still love music. I still love music. I'm not as involved as I used to be. I used to gotta open the front door even when it's cold. Yeah, but the good thing is we don't really get that cold. I don't have any heat on in here right now. Nothing. Nothing. I have been past couple of years just burning my fireplace, and it literally gives me enough, because I don't need a lot of heat. And we don't get that cold. I mean, we get cold, but nothing like back east. So yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't complain. So have you been making any music lately? Oh, it's a bit cold here because I'm right by the mountain, and but it's still. The other night I was taking out garbage, and a couple of my neighbors were outside. It was like, oh, I don't know, 8 o'clock, but as you know, 5 o'clock is dark outside, and I had no sleeves on at all. My arms were totally exposed, and they had on coats. They said, "Aren't you cold?" And my next door neighbor said, "Oh, Alice isn't cold. She's from back east, where it really gets cold." I said, "No, I'm fine," because I had been in the kitchen and it was really warm. So, yeah, for me to walk to the dumpster to take my garbage out, I needed that air. So it worked out fine. It was all good. I can't complain. Mm-mm. Yeah. So what made you decide to come out here to uproot yourself and move out west? I see somebody else is coming on. As I've said, I had come out. Let's see, I'm juggling two projects: a pitch for an animated series and a comic strip. Oh, okay, okay, wow, that's got to be exciting. I find stuff like that exciting. Mm. I've not actually known, well, no, he did that, but uh, I like the whole creative process now, where when I was involved in music, there was a band and a group of us that sang. Some of it was in the church, but not a church choir. We were a group that traveled the country and performed for money. And, but of course, all that starts um, when you're very young and in the church. And I enjoyed all that. Very exciting. I hear you. That's what I said when I decided to move out here. And I didn't have to be concerned with because everybody had their own life. I could do whatever I wanted to do and not feel guilty. Yeah, I didn't know. But I will say, when I did make the decision to actually do it, I didn't have a conversation until I was almost ready to go because I knew they were going to make me feel guilty because none of them ever left home. When I say home, I mean our hometown. They all stay. I am the only one who left. Everybody else is still there that's still alive. Uh, so I always remember something my sister said. She's a couple years older than me. When I decided to relocate here, and she said, I just don't understand why you want to, go away. I said, I've known since I was very young that I would always live somewhere else. I just always did. And she said very calmly, she said, just like you always knew that you would leave, I always knew that I wouldn't. So I just always remembered what she said. And I said, well, all righty then. My YouTube channel has a collection of my original compositions of film and animation properties. Did I share with you that I did listen to some of your music? I did. I did. I went to your channel and I listened to it. Some of it. Some of it. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I didn't want to comment on it because I know as the artists that I have known, they tend to be a little sensitive. So I didn't want to. Now, certainly, had you asked me, I would have felt like I need to share with you that. But I listened to it. Some of it, hit me right away. You know how some things you can hear right away and you just like it. And then some of it to over and over again. Yeah. But yeah, I like some of it. That was the moral of the story. I did like some of it. I just never said anything. Yeah, I did. Well, I kind of surmised that from some of it I found was well, I found all of it to uh, ignite all kinds of feelings. Some of them um, were for me. I mean, they were not upbeat, but some were just kind of mellow, and then some were dark, And then some were just the kind I can listen to when I'm, you know, like when I'm moving around in the house, not sitting, just moving around. Some of it was that kind of music. Because when I'm around here and I'm busy, I don't like quiet. I want to have something that I can listen to. And I found some of it like that. Yeah, some of it. Wow. Well, there's a few people on here. A few. You know, and I have forgotten that you lived out here. I did. I forgot. Well, that would explain why I was able to move around with some of it. If that was the intent, then you were successful because that's how it made me feel. Yeah, that's how it made me feel. I have been recently thinking about moving back east. I'm split though. On one hand, I think about it, but I got a bigger hand that says I hate the cold. I do not want to deal with that at all. Yeah. I mean, when I drive in town and I'm going through the mountains, I enjoy all that. I mean, for me, it is very therapeutic when I'm driving through the mountains. I enjoy all that. I mean, it doesn't matter what time of day, but especially if it's like dusk and it's not totally dark yet, even though I'm cool with all that. But for me, all that's very therapeutic. I can't even tell you how many times I've stopped at the park right there just before the mountains. Okay. I haven't spent much time in Reno. I've been there a couple of times, but I've never really oh, hi Sean. I didn't even see you there. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Of course I'm happy. I don't have any reason to be sad, you know? None at all. Yep, none at all. Uh Marino's isn't that further north? No, I was born in August. I absolutely come alive. Really? Missed the winter snow. Oh, I don't have so much a problem with the snow as I do. And I think it's partly because in I did a lot of driving in Utah. Hell, I've been to Utah this um I used to go to Utah every day. Uh and it gets colder there sooner than you think. They have bad weather early. And absolutely. Absolutely. I have two. I have two. My daughter and my son. They're though. So so yeah. I've had an opportunity to experience the snow even living here. Um because I spent so much time in Utah. I would go to Cedar City and St. George. Ever given your kids the mom? I would say ask them if I ever gave them. Absolutely. Absolutely. Of course I did. Doesn't work so much now. It did when they were young. I when I'm sitting here and especially now with the holidays and I watch these, it doesn't seem like Christmas without the snow. So I'm sitting here and I'm watching the movies, the Christmas movies with the ones that's why primarily they show the Christmas ones with the snow because when you show the ones that are LA or out here where it's warm. I saw somebody's YouTube video the other day and I can't remember where they were, but it was 80 degrees. So it's a little difficult to associate Christmas with sun and hot weather and barbecues. What would you say the mom look is? How would you describe it? How would I describe it? I would describe it as a feeling of intent. So you say when it would snow exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't sit here, even when you see Hallmark movies with that start in a warm climate. Before that movie ends, they're gonna be where it's cold. Because if it's a Christmas movie, it's not really Christmas unless there's snow. It just isn't. So I get it. I get it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. There are other factors to consider. So yeah, not too many, but there's certainly other factors that I have to consider. Everybody's getting older. When I was there this fall, a few months ago, and I mean, we used to be such a big group of people, and now we're just such a small group because they're not here anymore. So it's certainly something to give you pause when you think about used to be this massive group of people, and now you're this little bitty group because everybody's died. So it's really important to think about certainly what is most important. I mean, I live out here and my family's not here. Everybody's back there. So that's what's making me think about going back so that I can be close to them. Yeah. I'm not sold on it yet. I mean, when I go there every year or twice a year or whenever I go, I'm just always, I take my time going, even though I'm not forced to go. I never know I'm going to do it till I do it. I get in my car and I just start driving and I take my time. I let it take me at least 3 days. I don't have a schedule. And then I just when it's time to come home, I mean, when I get there, they ask, well, how long are you gonna stay? I don't know. I'm gonna stay till I leave. And it might be a few days, it might be a week, it might be 2 weeks, it might be 3 weeks. Usually it's about a week and a half. And then I get in my car. And, I might get up that morning fine. And then I'll start loading up my car. And my sister will say, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm going to go home." She said, "Oh, man, you going home?" "Yeah, I'm going home. It's time for me to go home." So I get in my car. And I get home a lot quicker than I did coming there. Yeah, I get home a whole lot quicker. Talk to people who don't look at you. If so, did you say, "Look at me, look up"? I used to. When I when I worked in an environment where I wore uh, tight-fitting tops. They were uniform tops, though, but they were snug in certain areas, so to speak. And it was wintertime because this was back east. So it was wintertime in a factory, and wintertime in a factory, there's certain aspects of the human anatomy that can get affected depending on the temperature, if you get my drift. And they're focused on what they're focused on. And I would say things like, excuse me, I'm over here, I'm over here, I'm over here." And they would laugh, "That's so funny." I said, "Well, why am I not laughing? Why are you the only one that gets the joke?" So, we made light of it, but they knew I was very serious. And, we just keep it moving. Keep it moving. Yeah. And I mean, that was a different time because I'm not even the person that I was then. Um, I was younger. Uh, Body was a little tighter. So nothing stays the same. That's for sure. Ugh, nothing. But you know what I say? If I can't wear a costume now, when can I wear it? Well, since I can wear a costume now, I'm not so concerned about people and what they think. I'm concerned about, because I have been saying the whole holiday season that I was gonna put on because I have a Christmas costume, but I didn't make any Christmas videos. I didn't. I mean, I made videos in December, um, but let's see. Thank you. Thank you so much. Um, there's been a lot of changes. As I said, nothing stays the same. But yeah, there's certainly been a lot of anatomy changes. But we work with what we got. And I absolutely do that. I'm I'm just thankful. I'm thankful because things can always be different. They can be not good. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep, said, look at no, no. I never had to do that with my kids because we had an understanding. They knew that I was always looking. So because they knew that I was always looking, they were always looking at me. So I never had to uh, get their attention. They knew that I was always watching. So they would always be looking around to see if I was looking. And then when they saw that I was, then they would, if they were thinking about doing something, I'd give them that look that you were talking about. I give them the look. And they knew what that meant. So, yeah. But, I don't really think that's any different than uh, adults in a relationship. When you are familiar with your partner, you know that person. You know when that person is sad. You know when they're happy by their expressions. It's the same thing. Your kids know you. My kids, they know me. And it's the same way when you're in a relationship. You know when your partner's sad. You know when you know each other. You know when they're sad. You know when something's not right. You know when they're thinking about something heavy duty. You know when they're upset because you know them. You know, you know. That's just the way it is. Mm. Yeah, that's just the way it is. Uh, do I have any? The only thing I would say, I think for 2022, I would like to uh, uh, add some uh, weight training. Yeah, strength training. That's what it's called. I'd like to do some of that. Um, this year, I've just not active at all. And that's not healthy for me. And I mean, right now, I'm in physical therapy twice a week. And it's just for simple stuff. I mean, the routine is very simple. And I said yesterday to my physical therapist, I said, so basically, if I had kept working instead of retiring, I wouldn't even be here. I said, so the moral of the story is I need to go back to work. He said, well, no, I'm not telling you that. He says, but you're going to have to be more active. And I've never had that concern because I've always been more active. But this year, with everything going on, I haven't been. And normally I would have been. If nothing else, I would have been taking some road trips. And I haven't even been doing that. No, no. I haven't been to Palm Springs at all. And I've wanted to go, but I haven't been. I don't know. I don't know. Wow, let's see. You might think I am wrong and crazy for saying this. Wow. Okay. That is extremely funny. Yeah, that is that's extremely funny. Thank you. Thank you very much. You know what? Uh I was what is called a late bloomer. When I was, a teenager, in my 20s, even 30s, I was a late bloomer. I didn't bloom until I got in my 40s. Yeah. I am happy. I absolutely am. I have no reason to be sad or to be, the only challenge for me is the restrictions, due to what's going on in the world. That's it. Um, I watch too much news and I try not to because but I want to know what's going on. But there's such a thing as too much. And sometimes I have to just back away from it because I'm constantly watching YouTube, up to the moment. This is what happened here in Denver, and this is what happened in California, and this is what happened, and this is what happened, and this is what happened. And it's all bad stuff. Yeah, and really I'm all over the place, not just the US, but other countries. And even when I thought about leaving the country, because earlier now we're in 22, 21, I really did a lot of research thinking about going to another country. I really did. And I've never said that out loud. But that's not unusual. That's how I am. I don't talk about what I'm doing. And see, that's all I'm saying. That's how I see it. It's about me being informed, knowing. I want to get different perspectives. I don't want to just hear. There's certain people I like to listen to, but I'm not one of those people who, at 6 o'clock, I'm going to watch this person. No, because as you know, you can watch it anytime. That's one of the things I love about all this is I don't have to watch anything at a certain time. I can watch it anytime. It's a little difficult to adjust to, though, because growing up in a time when something came on, you had to watch it or you'd miss it. I don't miss anything now. As a matter of fact, I can turn it off, and when I turn it back on, it's exactly where I left it. I don't miss anything. I could say going to Canada a couple of years ago. It's cold there. Not all the time. But I mean, I went through all the trouble to get a passport. I even renewed mine earlier. I think it was in the springtime, because there I was online, like we do, and I was going south, across the border, watching all these channels of us talking about going to countries where we're treated better. And I'm not talking about Africa. I watched a documentary. I do watch documentaries. And it was recent. Let's see. Okay. Take the snow. I do. I don't hate the snow. I just don't want it on the road. I don't want to. The snow could be piled up. See, I have visions of driving northern Michigan, and I was in Huron, Michigan, and totally clear. I mean, it was cold because it was wintertime, but I had checked the forecast, and they weren't expecting snow until the next day. When I got where I was going, it started coming down really slow. Before I left, and I know I wasn't there more than 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops, the snow started coming down so fast. I didn't even get out of Michigan because I don't know where I was going, what state I was going to. But the snow, all I remember is the snow was so high, so deep, you couldn't even see the highway. And that, I don't have to tell you, I-75. I was on 75 south, trying to come back that way. I'm in Michigan. All I remember is cars and ditches, cars and trees. Can you imagine a car in a tree? And you couldn't drive more than 10, 15 miles an hour. I mean, it happened so fast. Am I going to say that's the last time I had an encounter with that? No, because as I said, I was going to Utah every weekend. They get bad weather early. They start getting snow in October. And I got caught in a really bad snowstorm and it was all ice. So it's not that I'm fine with it. I don't want to drive in it. Yeah, I don't want to drive in it. I know. I got family in Michigan. Yeah, I know. I just don't want to. I just don't want to. I know though, if I move back there, I'm gonna have to deal with that. But I guess I would say at this point, that's kind of my dilemma. If I'm going to, if I'm really gonna do it, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I am or not. I'm thinking about it. I know people are looking forward to me coming back there, but when I go in town and I tell people all the time, when you live here, you forget sometimes that you live here, especially if it's the daytime. And then when the night falls, and if you're out there, and if you get anywhere near the strip, which, as you know, when you live here, you drive around it. You don't drive through it. You drive around it because once you lived here, you know how to do that. But you forget that you actually live here unless it's night and all the lights are on. You see all that wonder, and it's exciting. I can't describe it any other way. It's just exhilarating to know that I live in this incredible city. It is. It really is. Growing up, the only thing I knew about this was what I saw on TV. We had shows like, because back in the day, you had shows that were filmed in Las Vegas. I'm trying to think, what show do I remember off the top of my head? You had one called Vegas, and then you had one called Dan Tanner that starred Robert Urich. He played a detective, but it was set here. This is my number one choice. Experience all four seasons. It's perfect. Okay. 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 My last experience with Reno, I was driving and I was on 50. 50, was it east? It had to be east. 50 east. And I don't know if you're familiar with this, but I don't know where I was coming from. I think I had been in Long Beach, but I'm not positive. I just know I was on 50 east. Somehow I had decided to take that route. You're right. Absolutely right. Was also filming. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. And I was on 50 East, and all I know is that it kept winding up, going up and up and up, and the road got narrow. And I got to a point and I said, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I literally had to turn around and I had no room to turn around. But I turned around and went back the other way. Fortunately, I didn't have a time crunch, but I just had this visual of going up this mountain and it was in a maze and it was getting narrower and narrower and narrower. And I said, I'm done. And then I remember when I turned around and went back the other way and I saw when I looked on my map, I was going to go through Reno. That was the moral of that story. That's when I went through Reno. Yeah, I went to Reno. But other than that, I haven't spent any time up there. Yeah, I haven't spent any time up there. I don't know. I don't know. What does Reno have? I can't you know. I know it's a small town. It's not real big. Um, I know a little bit about it, but people have this impression that this town is different. When it's a lot of little towns, they're not big, they're not metropolis, they're little towns. They're not some of those where I get, they're not like right here, but there's a lot of little towns, like Mesquite. That's like the last little town before you cross the state line going into Utah. Nothing. That's why it's well, you're right. You're right. You're right. And see, when they started all that construction in town, when they started on the stadium, and I was driving through that all the time through the day because that was part of my job. And all I kept thinking about was, because it got real crazy right there at those two intersections. There is a Chevron right there and a light. What is that? Polaris, I think. At that light, as the Russell overpass is right there. You can get on right there to get on 15. You come over that overpass, but there is there's two lights. That light, and then there is a Valley. What is it? Valley Stream, I think. Anyway, that light right there where they put that stadium, there's a little short. It's short. It's not much. But I said, I wonder if they thought about what this will do for traffic when they have an event. And I was driving through it all day, every day, and it wasn't even finished. This was just the construction workers. I said, I gotta get out of here. I don't want to get caught up in this. This is gonna be a madhouse when they start having events here. I don't want to be in this. And that's when I decided to move out of the city. I mean, I'm not that far from it, of course, which is good. I can come in town anytime I get ready, and I do. But yeah, I wanted a smaller town, so I moved to a smaller town. Really be a big. Did you see that movie too? Yep, I saw that movie. Yeah. I'm amazed at how many people saw that movie when you consider the kind of movie that it was. But yeah, Big Fish. Oh, did you see that movie? Or were you just making a reference about the big fish in a small pond, which is also another reference? I tell people all the time, I can relate any incident to a movie. It doesn't matter what it is. I can have some recall about a movie like I just did with that. But that was literally the name of the movie, Big Fish. Wow. I can't believe how awake I am. Today started out kind of wacky. And then, as I mentioned, I have a marketplace account, and I list items. I don't know. I probably have now maybe 40 items listed there. And I'm online store because I really want something simple that won't require a lot of me. I mean, even this is a little more, a little more work involved than I really want. I mean, just doing marketplace, it's a lot more involved than I thought it was going to be. It was just a general reference. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's one of those quirky movies, and I had to see it through because even though I watched it, I was still waiting. It was sort of like the first time I saw The Matrix. I was reading a review, the other day of someone who said they had never seen The Matrix. And I'm like, how can that be? But they had decided to watch the first one, and they were not optimistic. I don't know why, but they weren't. But then when they did their review and I read it, it was extremely long. It's always fascinating to me when I hear a perspective of someone who, especially when you consider when that whole thing started, how long ago that was, and somebody who gets introduced to it so much later, which we know that kind of stuff happens all the time, especially with incredible movies. It happens all the time. All those millions of people can't be wrong. They could be, but the likelihood is not. So, yeah, I had to watch the whole thing. I didn't watch it when it first came out either. I watched The Matrix later, and I had to watch it, the whole thing, because I was confused. I didn't understand. I wasn't really I didn't know much about tech at the time. I mean, um, Matrix came out in the 90s. Uh, maybe someone has never seen the Ten, especially folks in our age range. Wow, you have a point. Back then they made a lot of biblical movies, though. I mean, they actually, if I think about it, back then that sort of thing was really popular. They had all kinds of movies that were. There was the one called Hercules. That was just a TV show. And it came on all the time in addition to Ten Commandments, Samson and Delilah, and just you know, all those types of movies. I mean, they made a big production of them. Came on Sunday nights. Nothing like it is now. Now all you got to do is type it in. You can watch anything you want anytime. Just type it in. It's amazing. How spoiled are we? But you know what? In spite of all that, I I used to go to show all the time. There's nothing like that big screen with the surround sound uh, in a theater and this had nothing to do with pandemic because I've been doing it for years. I go to the show in the afternoon when there's not a lot of people in there, and I will sit there and enjoy that movie. And it's not a big production. If I had done that, I wouldn't have been able to do it. But I would go in there. I don't have to stop at the concession and get all those snacks. No, I probably because I always keep crap in my purse. I might have like a bag of, I don't know, peanuts or something in my purse, just something. And that's all I need. I don't need to, it's not a big production. I don't need all that. I'm going to watch that movie. And yes, I miss it. I miss it. I can remember I used to go to, well, I've been to all of them, but there was one in particular. It's on Tropicana. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called Tropicana. But anyway, I used to go to that one in the afternoon when it was really quiet. I remember there was a period there where I didn't go. And when I went back, which was, I don't know, maybe 6, 8 months, might have been a year. It had been a while and I hadn't went. What surprised me the most is that I didn't realize I had went so much that they remembered me, but they did. So when I went to do my review on Google, I think it got like 20,000 hits. I mean, I personally realize the importance of reviews because I'm always checking them when I, looking up something or going to do something. I'll check reviews. So I do realize the importance of them. So yes, I do reviews, and especially on YouTube. I enjoy actually books. Not ebooks, bookstores, art supply stores, nostalgic. Oh, I'm all for nostalgia, but I don't like to read. I do read. I read, excerpts, and I read uh, uh, what articles, that sort of thing. But I have, well, actually, two of my sisters. They love to read. They read books and books and books and books and books. But that's not been me. No, I like to research. Um, I read a lot of stuff when I'm researching, um, but no. But yeah, I like old stuff. I like old movies. A lot of old movies, black and white. I happen to think some of the best movies are the black and white ones because it has nothing to do with the color. Um, I have a channel on my Sirius radio. I think it's called Classic TV or something, but it's before TV, but it's TV. And I guess I would say it's how my parents used to watch TV before there was TV. And I'm speculating because I don't know. But there are times when I was working and I would be in my car so many hours and I would listen to this channel and I would be listening to like I don't know. I mean, because they had every genre. They had westerns. They had, well, not had. It's on every day. Um, it's on channel 148. But they have all of it. They do the murder mysteries, they do comedies, they do, regular programming. It's just that it's on radio. And because I have listened to so much of it over time, I forget that I can't remember if I listened to it or if I actually saw it, because the moral of the story is it is so real when you're listening to that, you don't realize that you didn't visually see it. That's what fascinates me about it. It's sort of like when I listen to Gunsmoke on the radio. I can't, but I'm sure it helps that I've seen Gunsmoke on TV. But the original cast, which is what this is, it's not those people. But I get the premise of Gunsmoke. I know what that is. It's a Western. So, I mean, it just fascinates me that I watched that, or watching, what's the name of the show? The police show? Not Adam 12, the one with Joe Friday. What's it? I can't, Dragnet. It's the power of, I guess so, because when I'm driving and I'm listening to that, I can't remember if, later when I might think about it, I don't remember if I saw that actually on the TV, or if I saw it on YouTube, or if I saw it on an internet somewhere else, or if it was on my radio. I don't remember, because in my mind, all that's the same. Now, there are people who can't watch black and white. It's like, oh my God, I can't watch black and white. But see, I listen to dialogue. I listen to I'm watching all of it, everything about it. Is there chemistry between the actors? Was it a good script? And I know everybody don't pay attention to stuff like that, but I do. Because sometimes you'll watch a movie and you'll wonder why it was bad. And it never occurs to you that they put two people together that had no chemistry, so it didn't work. Or they'll say something, like I was watching something today and they said something, and I'm like, that didn't even work. What they said didn't even work at that moment. They shouldn't even said that right there. It didn't fit. But that's how I watch stuff. That's who I am. Yeah. Oh, I have a very active imagination. Yeah, very active. Wow. Wow. I don't know, but I certainly hope that some ex-wife hates black and white. You know what? Let's see. I, on the other hand, love old most absolutely. You know, of course, I've watched both, but I have an appreciation for both for different reasons. I just happen to think there was much better acting back then. Now there's so much, let's see, there's so much technical stuff that happens. You don't really know if that's a good actress or if there's all that other stuff going on. Whereas back then, I think about this movie that was made years ago about Charlie Chaplin. As you know, that was black and white. But the one I saw that was most notable to me was when Robert Downey Jr. played him, because of course he was an actual person. And I got to watch that movie of his life and how they created movies, you know, on shoestring budget, how they made things happen. It was so basic. And now they have everything at their disposal. And so you don't know what was really talent or, you know. So that's why I have more of an appreciation for the way that it used to be as opposed to what they put out now, because there is so much crap out there now. It's criminal. It's so much crap out there. I can sit here and turn on something that is old that I know I've seen who knows how many times. Today's modern motion pictures. Exactly. So, but see, like I said, I'm watching all of it. I'm not just watching action pack and all that. Like today, or actually yesterday, I stumbled upon this show. This is new though, which I have found recently, past years. So I've been watching a lot of what is it called? When you watch episode after episode. I've been doing a lot of that because I never used to do it. This is something I started doing last year. And it's with shows that I never saw before, that were series that I may have heard of or some I never heard of. But they're series. Some of them are on, some of them didn't really make it. They might have got a season or two. So it gives me an opportunity to watch them now. This one that I have been watching since yesterday is called The Witcher. I guess you would say, yes, exactly. Binge watching. It's called The Witcher. So of course it's got some what would you say? It's got some witchcraft, science fiction. I don't know what all is in it because it's set in that medieval time. And sometimes it fascinates me. It just depends on the kind of movie it is. This particular one, you really have to be alert because it's one of those movies, we've all seen them, that go back and forth, you know, between the present, past, and I think this one, they throw in something else in there too. So you're not really sure if they're thinking this or if this really happened, but you really got to be paying attention. And I don't actually mind all that. I'm really trying to see where they're trying to go because did you see The Harder They Fall? I didn't see it when it came out. I kind of felt like, yes, it's pretty good. That's a couple times. I just found yesterday, and I've been watching it, and I see it only did 2 seasons, or I see, and I know it's not an old show, but I didn't really do any research to see if this is current because it looks current. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like it came out like 5 years ago, and I haven't watched it enough to see about the history if this show is now and it's just, you know, gonna do another season. It shows 2 seasons, and I find it interesting. So I'm watching it, trying to see what the moral of the story is. What's going to happen with him and this girl who I believe was born out of incest. Um, like I said, it's fascinating. It's fascinating. So, yeah, stuff like that will grab my attention and I will watch it. And then I'll say, well, you need to take a break from this because, of course, it's very dark and watch something light. So then I'll watch a Christmas story of some sort, which is what I've been doing. So yeah. Wow. So yeah, I've just been sitting here talking. So for those who might sneak in or not, again, this is Alice at Wonderland Speaks. Please like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. I've been here tonight to wish everybody a happy New Year, and I'm really fascinated with documentaries about the lives of actors. I recently watched one about Jerry Lewis. Interesting. I know there was one recently I saw. I didn't watch it. Uh, is it recent? I may have seen it. I know there was one about his childhood that went further back. In other words, he had an abusive childhood. That was the moral of the story. But I watched what is it? Was it We're the Ricardos or something? Of course, it was about I Love Lucy, and of course, everybody knows about I Love Lucy. But this was like most things that they come out with now to give more of a slanted, sinister, another another take on what we think we know. I watched it only because I really wanted to see. Um, yeah, I really wanted to see the similarities. I knew right away physically it wasn't there. So to me, when I see something like that, um, then I think they're going to have to be an incredible actor for me to believe. When you don't look like the person, you got to do some serious acting for me to believe you as that person. Sort of like when Denzel played Malcolm X. It takes some serious acting because he looked nothing. He kind of looked like him, but Malcolm X was light skinned, and Denzel's not light skinned. So yeah, they dyed his hair because everybody knows Malcolm X was called Red, but he was also light skinned too. Which when I was growing up, I knew people called red not because they had red hair, but because they were light skinned. Anyway, uh, Malcolm X was an incredible movie. I felt incredible movie. Yeah, but there are some female actresses. Now I know there's a lot of people out there who love Angela Bassett. I don't hate her. I don't hate her. I just don't think she's the same person no matter what the movie is. She's the same person. I don't see these dimensions. She plays the same person. I don't care what movie she's in. She is the same person. Even when, I don't know if you saw this one, she did a Tyler Perry movie. She's never done anything like that. She's always done the kind of movie she does. And I think I've seen just about everything she's done. She played in this Tyler Perry movie, she plays a mother, a typical, stereotypical mother of a black child living in the ghetto, struggling. That was the role. Uh, she had a son who was getting in trouble. actual footage. Yeah, yeah. Uh, I watch those as well. Every chance I get, um, because I really do. I think the last one I saw was the one because when who was that? Just they've been doing a lot of I don't know. I think maybe the last one I saw was when Billie Holiday, when the movie came out, and then they started like they do with most actors. They show a lot of documentaries, everybody's perspective on it, whenever that was. So like they did one even more recent with Cab Calloway, and it was of course a documentary. And it's always very fascinating too, because especially now I have certainly more of an appreciation for what that was, as opposed to what I may have thought about when I originally saw it, whenever that was, because things are certainly not what they used to be. I remember growing up, I used to always hear that the question was they could only make a star out of either Billy Eckstine or Frank Sinatra. So the reason why Billy Eckstine did not get the fame that he should have gotten was because they chose to do it, give it to Frank Sinatra. Now, in hindsight, when I just saying that sounds ridiculous because I don't really believe there was ever any question about the two. That's now. At the growing up, when I was hearing that, of course, you didn't question it. You didn't think anything about it. Billy Eckstine was very talented, sort of like Lena Horne. But I never really heard much negative stuff. As a matter of fact, I don't know that I ever heard anything negative about Lena Horne. Mm-mm. Heard a lot about Happy New Year. Oh, wow, it is. It is. Wow. Wow. I've been on here quite a while. Now, I don't know if wow. I didn't know I had a clock. See, and that's another thing about the Mad Hatter. He does wear a clock. I thought only Flavor Flav wore a clock. What's Billy Smooth Criminal? Absolutely. I used to watch him on Ed Sullivan's show because that was really the only arena, on at night for them, for any of them, any of them, comedian or otherwise. That was it. So, how far have we really come? I don't know. I just know at a certain point, I didn't hear anything about. Uh, they're doing fireworks out here. They start them earlier though. They start them at like 10 o'clock, and they have this big. I know one year I photographed it and posted it, but once is enough. Posted that because I could actually see them out of my bedroom. Yeah. I know some of my neighbors were taking their patio chairs. That's how nice it was that particular year. No, that was 4th of July. That was not for New Year's. It was two. What? Oh, yeah. 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 So, well, I guess, wow. I hope I get some subscribers out of this, you guys. I know that you subscribed already. Maurice, I know you subscribed. But I know too, there's been people on who I don't know uh, what's what. I mean, there are times I put videos out because of course, I will upload this. Uh, I don't know, I might do it tonight, but it'll certainly be up for tomorrow. But experiencing on this trip 2 times, never again. um, the assumption is because we live here, people think we down there all the time. I tell them all the time, no, that is not what's happening. The people that are on the strip are people who don't live here. That's who's down there. We're not down there. No, not at all. Not fascinated at all. Now, when I have been down there, I maybe 2 or 3 times on the strip. I mean, I've been down there, but not on the strip. Not at all. Yeah. I remember going down there for one of my birthdays, and a friend of mine had given me, where was I at? I think Caesar's Palace had got me a suite at Caesar's Palace. So I was down there for my birthday. I remember going down there. I had some relatives from out of town. They were staying down there. I think that happened 3 times. So I kind of went there. I met them. But we didn't, I told them, I said, we're not going to do any driving up and down the strip. Now, I drove Uber and Lyft, I don't know, a few years ago, part-time. And I was all up in that. I was in places I didn't even know existed. And that was enough for me. I said, this is insane. I mean, really insane. I hated it. I hated it. Let's see. Yeah. When I first moved here, this guy took me out on a date. And I can remember him saying, as we were going, we had left my house and we were going where we were going to go for dinner. Dinner and a movie, of course. And we got near the strip. Now I'm still excited because I've only been here, I think, a couple of months at that point. I'm so excited and I want to go. I'm thinking we're going to drive through the strip. No. He said, oh, this looks better when I'm standing. Because when I see it on the screen, it's not a good look. But when I'm standing, it looks better to me. Not so good here, I don't think. Yeah, no. There's something going on here that, see, I've never worn this before, and I've said that. Oh, I see. I see what's going on here. There are no sleeves. When people visit me from out of town. Yep. I always tell them, see y'all when you get. Oh, wow. Well, oddly enough, when my cousin, and that's why she's come here and she stayed with me, but she's come here and went on the strip because I told her, no, I'm not going to do that. So when she came back, she got a room on the strip and I went and met her down there. Yeah, I met her down there on the strip. But this doesn't involve all that, what people think, walking up and down. No, none of that. It was, going to whatever hotel they were staying at, parking in the underground garage and, walking from one casino to the other. And I don't even remember where they were staying. I told them, I said, now the next day I can pick you up and I can take you around. You know, we can do some sightseeing then if you want to. I said, but people who live here, they don't do that. No, that's strictly for tourists. No. Why would I torture myself with that? No. I know when my sister came here, she didn't even want to go down there. I thought she would at least want to even skirt the edge of it. Mm-mm. No, she didn't want it. You know, before I moved out here, I came here a few times to visit, of course. I remember coming here once with my ex-husband. He wasn't ex at the time, of course. Um, we came here and renewed our vows. Now, we didn't go down on the strip. I had, well, they still live here. Uh, a couple that I went to high school with, they live here, and we got married at their church. Ah, torture. That's a good one. Yeah, we got married at their church, and so it was a nice little quaint ceremony. Now we were already married, but this was just, you know, this was me treating my husband to, uh, you know, Las Vegas vacation and um, just the whole thing, you know, surprise. So yeah, I think the only thing I would say at this point, I feel like I need to take more photos or do some more YouTubes or something because I don't even have a photo of me uh, where the sign is down there that now, they have it all enclosed because most people, when they come here, they want to take a picture. So as you know, in recent years, they built that so that people can. But of course, when I moved here and you moved here, that wasn't there. But no, I have not taken a picture by the sign. And I think about that from time to time, that you haven't even done that. But I haven't visited as many casinos as I would think I visited. I haven't. I visited quite a few, but there's still some I haven't. So I don't know. Maybe, maybe I won't. This is not a good look. My goodness. This video might not go up. I think as long as I don't put it on Facebook, I'll be okay. I don't care if it's on Instagram, but Facebook, that's another story. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Wow. It is 2022. Well, as I have stated before, I always enjoy when I, do live. Once you've seen one. I agree. I totally agree. Um, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Because if someone were to ask me right now, well, which one would I want to see? I couldn't even tell you because I'm I can't think of any place down there that I want to go to. I mean, I think I've been just about everywhere down there that I want to go to. I think I don't know if there's any place unless someplace new. Otherwise, I don't think so. Mm-mm. I don't think so. Mm-mm. No. No, but you know something? There are times when I watch couples that have a channel. I wish that I had a partner because that would certainly make it easier for me to do this because you can share some of the responsibility. It's not all on you because this is not. Oh, what I see is very. Thank you, Maurice. Thank you. You're too kind. That's. I didn't realize I had no sleeves. I mean, this has been, I keep these costumes in my closet. It's not like when I open up the closet, I look and I see them. I just knew this is one of them I had not put on ever. And I had wanted to wear it. And I figured, what better time than you're going, 1 year's going out, a new one's coming in. Your channel is Wonderland Speaks. Why not? Why not? So here I am. You're sincerely welcome. For sure. So I guess to wrap up, I would say for 2022, I would love it if I had a partner on YouTube, that we could do this. Because there are times I get on the road and I say, I'm going to do a video in the mountains. And when I do get in the mountains, last thing I want to do, because I don't even have a stand in my car anymore to put my smartphone or a camera anymore. Of course I've had them, but I don't drive that much anymore. I don't come to town like as much as I thought I was going to come. When I first moved out here, I was doing this several times a day. I never thought it would get to this where I'm rarely in town, once, maybe twice a month, I go in town. So and I'm always glad to be there. I enjoy going there. It's just that as much as I thought I would. And I know all of this has to do with what's going on. It has totally changed how I move. So, like I said, going into 22, this is the first day of a brand new day, brand new year. And I absolutely want my channel to move forward. I want it to be all it can be. Of course, I want to be monetized. I want to be healthier. I want to, of course, travel more. Would love to get some stamps on that passport. Just do a little more. I don't have to do a lot. Maybe I didn't get to go to I didn't go to Smith Center at all last year. I don't think. Did I? I don't remember. But I used to love to go to Smith Center. I love going there. Yeah. And I know I haven't been to the newest stadium yet, because of course it opened up in the midst of all this. Of course, I went to T-Mobile to see the Rolling Stones. I saw them. Was that the last? I'm trying to think. Was that the last time they were here? I don't know. But I saw James Taylor the last time he came here. This is me broadening my horizons. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I don't like that kind of music, because I do. Yes, I like other music, but I also like that too. Not only that, I look at these people, the two that I've mentioned, and, either or both, this may be their last tour. And I know somebody died that I had planned to see, and I thought, oh, I'll see them next time they come. No, because they died. So that's kind of where I'm at with stuff like that. I really want to see people who, not saying that's all I want to see, but I really want to see some of these people that maybe I have admired and I have listened to their music or a play or just whatever. And I really want to, whatever's on my bucket list. Absolutely. I want to travel that Route 66. Yeah. I thought I was going to do it last year, but of course I didn't. But yeah, I'd absolutely like to do that. So stuff like that. I mean, there's supposed to be so much historical stuff along that route, from Santa Monica Pier. And of course, it takes you all the way back east. And I mean, I'm okay with all that. I'm okay with that. So, I want to thank all the people that have, checked in. And I want to wish everybody a happy new year 2022. And let us all keep an open mind, open heart, because when you keep things closed up, nothing can get in and nothing can get out. And I absolutely want to be open to love, because I do want to meet my partner this year. Partner / companion / /////. It's a lot of slashes, Let's see. It's interesting how the pandemic has altered. Yep. Really fascinating. Very fascinating. Yeah. So, yeah. I watched something on TV today. It's about a writer, and he had a block. He hadn't been able to write in probably 2 years. This girl came in. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. I'm going to stop right there because I get going. And next thing you know, I've enjoyed everybody who checked in, and we're all going to move forward in a positive way, and we're going to keep it moving. I want everybody to be blessed. And if you're out there, please be safe. And again, this is Alice at Wonderland Speaks. Please, please, please like and subscribe. Click the notification bell if you enjoy my content. Bye. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.